If you've been following the AIP diet and you're wondering why your symptoms still aren't improving, or worse, maybe you're feeling more exhausted or sluggish, or you're just really frustrated, then you might be making some of these common mistakes that are unknowingly holding you back from healing. I see this all the time with my clients, and once they start making a few small tweaks, they notice that their energy improves and their flare-ups calm down and they start seeing real progress. So today I want to go over 5 AIP mistakes that might be slowing down your results and what you should do instead. And stay with me until the end of this video because you're going to get an opportunity to join me for a live workshop where you're going to build your own personalized healing framework that will help you to move forward. Also, if you stick around, I have a bonus mistake that I want to share with you at the end of this video, and I think that you might be really surprised by this one. Okay, so let's jump in. The first mistake is that you are not eating enough carbs. AIP is not meant to be a low-carb diet, but I totally get why people feel this way and try to do this. We've been told for so many years that carbs are the enemy, that they're bad. So it's really easy for you to think that you might need to avoid them altogether. But here's the thing. If you have thyroid issues like Hashimoto's, or if you have a lot of stress in your life, or if you just have low energy in general, then cutting too many carbs can actually make things worse for you. Your body really needs healthy carbs to keep your hormones balanced and fuel your brain and just give your body energy. So don't be afraid to add things in like sweet potatoes and cassava and butternut squash and plantains on a regular basis. And honestly, they're really delicious. My favorite are plantain chips. If that's something that you haven't tried, give them a try. They're totally a substitute for potato chips. Whenever I have a salty craving, I go for my plantain chips. So if you've been kind of dragging through the day, or you're struggling with brain fog, or you're just feeling extra fatigued on the AIP diet, try adding more of these into your meals and see how you feel. Now, this next mistake is what happens when we get stuck in a food rut. And I totally understand this one because when you finally find the foods that don't cause reactions, it just kind of feels safer to stick with them. But the problem is that eating the same handful of foods day in, day out can lead to nutrient deficiencies and even sometimes new food sensitivities. So if you find yourself eating chicken and broccoli on repeat, then I'd like you to challenge yourself to switch things up. Try some new proteins like grass-fed beef or salmon or lamb, and rotate your vegetables. Experiment with fresh herbs and spices. A lot of times we don't utilize herbs and spices enough in our cooking, but they are packed with so many antioxidants and nutrients. When you eat a more diverse plate, this means you're getting more nutrients, which means better healing. In fact, let's do this. Drop a comment and tell me what's one food that you've been eating on repeat lately. Maybe we can all inspire each other to just kind of mix it up and eat a larger diversity of different foods. Okay, mistake number 3, and this is a big one. Mistake number 3 is that you're not eating enough. And I see this all the time because AIP eliminates a lot of foods, right? We let go of grains and dairy and legumes, and sometimes it can feel like there's nothing left to eat. But I also notice this tendency to undereat a lot more in women. And this is because many women that I work with are also trying to lose weight, and let's face it, society and conventional wisdom tells us that if we want to lose weight, we need to restrict our food and our calories. I totally disagree with that. What conventional wisdom doesn't tell us is that when you're healing and you're healing your gut and you're calming your inflammation and you're calming your immune system, your body needs fuel and it needs specific nutrients to repair. And also when you undereat, not only will it slow down your metabolism, which will make it difficult for your body to release body fat, but it can also lead to hormonal imbalances, which then can increase your symptoms and could also lead to more weight gain. So you want to make sure that your meals include protein, which will help with tissue repair and support your immune system. You want to make sure you're getting healthy fats, which you need for brain function and healthy hormones, and also those unprocessed complex carbohydrates that you need for energy and also to support your hormonal balance. And also listen to your hunger signals. If you are still hungry, don't be afraid to eat more. Don't be afraid to fill up your plate or go back for seconds. Healing takes energy, and when you're under eating, it really will slow things down. Okay, mistake number 4 is overdoing it with AIP sweeteners. So let's talk about sweeteners. I'm talking about honey and maple syrup and coconut sugar. These are all AIP approved, but that doesn't mean that they're freebies because when we're eating too much sugar, even when they're coming from natural sources, that can still spike your blood glucose and lead to inflammation and stall your progress. By the way, go ahead and hit that like button if you have a sweet tooth like I do. So just to be clear, I'm not saying that you should never enjoy a treat. I love a good AIP cookie as much as the next person. But if you're reaching for AIP friendly sweets every day, multiple times a day, it might be worth checking in with yourself just to see if that could be slowing down your progress. So keep it in moderation and just make sure that your meals are really focused on nutrient-dense foods first and foremost. Mistake number 5 is getting stuck in the elimination phase or moving through it too quickly. So let's talk about the elimination phase because timing is really everything here. Some people jump into the reintroduction phase way too soon, while other people kind of get stuck in this elimination mode for way too long. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about when I'm talking about elimination and reintroduction, make sure you watch this video because it'll fill in all the gaps and explain what I'm talking about in more detail. But the AIP elimination phase is meant to give your gut a break and allow your inflammation to calm down. But here's the key. Once your symptoms are improving, they don't have to be totally gone, but noticeably better. You should start reintroducing foods slowly and strategically. Now, on the flip side, if you stay in the elimination phase for too long, and I'm talking about maybe 90 days or beyond, this can actually create new food sensitivities or lead to nutrient deficiencies, and we definitely don't want that. Like I've said many times, it's all about balance. Now, if you're thinking, okay, but how do I know what's right for me? Or how do I follow the AIP diet without making all these mistakes or just feeling overwhelmed? I've got something that I think is going to be really helpful for you. I'm hosting a live interactive workshop, and it's called the Flare Up Freedom Blueprint Workshop. And during this workshop, I'm going to walk you through the exact step-by-step framework that I use with my clients inside of my Autoimmune Harmony program. And during this 2-hour live experience, I'm going to break down the AIP diet step by step for you so that you know exactly what to do. And you're going to have the opportunity to build your own personalized healing blueprint so that you can leave with a clear plan for calming your flare-ups. And you're also going to get some live guidance and support from me so that you don't feel like you have to figure it all out on your own. And here's the best part. If you're not sure whether or not you're ready to fully commit to the AIP diet, but you want a clear step-by-step process to start calming your flare-ups right now, this workshop is going to be perfect for you. It's under $100. I'll drop the link below so you can go ahead and grab your spot. Now, I know I promised a bonus mistake at the end of the video, and here it is. Mistake number 6. You are following the wrong diet. So this one might be a shocker for you, but believe it or not, I have come across so many women who were convinced that they were following the AIP diet. But usually these women will complain and talk about the lack of results that they're experiencing or how horrible they're feeling on this diet. But once we start talking, I realized that they're actually not following the autoimmune protocol diet, but another variation, which does not follow the same process and does not yield the same great results. So maybe they're eliminating gluten and dairy, which is great, but they're still eating other things like legumes or grains or processed foods. What I see most often, though, are women who are following a general anti-inflammatory diet, which can have great benefits, but not so much for women with autoimmune disease. And that's because the AIP diet is not just about cutting out gluten and dairy, but it's about removing specific foods that are not only inflammatory, but they trigger leaky gut and autoimmune flare-ups. Diets like the paleo diet and the carnivore diet have similarities to the autoimmune protocol diet, but they are not the same. The paleo and carnivore diets do not have a strategic elimination and reintroduction phase where specific foods are eliminated and then reintroduced to help you identify your personal food sensitivities. The AIP diet, on the other hand, temporarily removes more foods in order to give your gut the rest and healing that it needs during a specific period of time. And many women are unknowingly following a paleo approach, and they're still eating things like nuts and seeds or certain oils that are not AIP approved. And this can really lead to a lot of frustration because while women following these other diets may feel some improvement, they're not going to see the full benefits of the autoimmune protocol. So it's not just about cutting out a few foods, it's about creating a healing environment for your body. And that means sticking to the plan as it's outlined. So if you're doing the AIP diet and you're still feeling stuck, you're still having issues, it might be time to revisit and re-examine your food choices. You want to make sure that you're not unintentionally adding back foods that could slow down your healing, and you want to make sure that you're including all of the foods that you need to heal. The AIP diet really works best when it's followed as a complete protocol and not just parts of it. All right, so now you know what not to do on the AIP, but what about setting yourself up for success? In the next video, I'm going to be showing you why having a meal and recipe game plan is one of the most important things that you can do to ensure your success on the AIP diet. And I'm going to walk you through a case study that will show you how much of a difference having a game plan makes. So be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss this video. See you in the next one.